I've been playing Minecraft for a long time, but unfortunately I don't exactly have the world files to show for it. It's that dang 2-week phase that always gets me. To be fair, my 2-week phases end up being more like 2-month phases, but they still always end up the same. I get interested in some other game or some other project, and by the time I inevitably come back to Minecraft, I start an entirely new game, leaving the world I had built up for so many hours behind, which almost always means deleting it permanently. I haven't even played in a survival world for a while. What you're looking at right now is a creative project I've been working on. I thought maybe I'd eventually build this up in a survival world using Litematica to give me a bit of structure or some hard goals to commit to, but that didn't exactly work out. So I thought of this super original, never before seen, totally 100% my idea and my idea alone idea. A Minecraft Forever World YouTube series. I was hesitant to do this at first because it's just like such an out there idea, so risky, so bold. People would never be interested in such an outlandish concept. But I was kind of like, okay, who cares? If anything, this can just kind of be for me. I want to work on my editing skills and I like making things. And if people watch, cool. If they don't, I'm building a skill set and I am keeping myself accountable. So without further ado, may I present yet another, the first ever Minecraft Forever World. This is a pretty cool spawn. One thing I was going to do, and we'll talk about rules a little bit as we go on. As you can see, I have a couple mods, but I was gonna maybe use console commands one time just to change my spawn. I might do that still, but I really do like this spot. It's like a nice little plains area, super easy for building. I think I am gonna walk around and explore a little bit before I decide fully that I'm gonna stay here, but this is a pretty good contender so far. Yeah, before I settle anywhere, I definitely am going to travel quite a bit. I want to see if I can find a village. I do want to find kind of an ideal location for building. If this world's going to be for a long time, I might as well like where I'm at. So I'm going to mark spawn just in case I want to come back and build here. But I'm going to start doing my thing, chopping some trees. I'm going to start killing some sheep. And then I'm going to go on a little adventure. I don't want to limit myself too much when it comes to rules, but I did want to kind of establish just a few. I wanted to think about what kind of burns me out in Minecraft. Like, I'm always back and forth between creative and survival mode, and I've only really been doing survival playthroughs for like 3-ish years. So I want to keep this a survival only world because I have kind of a bad habit of switching to creative when taking on bigger builds. And then I feel guilty about it after, and then I want to start another survival only world just to kind of repeat the process. So I'm thinking since the happy gas became a thing, it'll probably be easier for me to kind of reach those tough, higher places to reach. So maybe I won't be as tempted. Maybe if by some miracle I eventually get Litematica or some other schematic mod to work, then I can make like a creative copy and then plan out some builds and execute them in survival. But I am really going to be strict about not going into creative mode. And I think recording this and posting it and stuff will kind of keep me honest. As far as modding, I want to be able to switch to new updates pretty quickly, so I'm sticking to a pretty bare bones list. I always need a map because I'm directionally challenged, and I'll probably use some quality of life things like falling trees or like harvest with ease or something. I've been thinking about using storage drawers because I'm kind of obsessed with them, but for now, I think we're going to go without it. Just for now, I'm going to use the villager debuff rollback because one of the first things I want to do is make a sort of spawn town that's almost kind of like a main trading hub. So even if that mod isn't available for future updates, I can at least have my little spawn town for easy trades if I need it. But I don't think that mod is available past 1.20.4. So that's the version I'll start out with. And then once I reach my little goal of making my trading hub, then I'll probably update to the current version. As far as commands, the only thing I might do is switch my spawn location to avoid having to like search for a seed because that always takes me so long, especially when I'm looking for specifically spawn to be perfect. So I think I'm just gonna explore around a little bit, find a spot I like, and then build my little hub, and then I'll make my spawn kind of where I want it to be. And then for game rules, I like setting spawn radius to 1. I'm gonna turn off mob griefing and fire tick. Normally if a creeper blows up in my face, I kind of feel like, okay, I deserve that. But I can't stand when endermen like make a mess and put dirt everywhere. So unfortunately the game doesn't really separate that. So for now, that goes off. Same with fire tick. I kind of want to mess around more freely with lava and fire in some of my builds. So I don't really want that to get in the way. So it looks like there's a little cherry grove up here. Definitely want to grab some of these, some saplings. And I can see in the corner of my map, there's definitely a village a little further ahead. So I think I'm going to go over there and I'm going to snag some things. I'm going to see what we can find. Hopefully it's a pretty good village. But I will take just carrots or potatoes or whatever at this point. Oh, dripstone's going to be great for later when I want to build a lava farm. So I'm definitely going to want to grab some of those. This is the only house I see so far. But definitely want to take some of that wheat as well. The village turned out to be a little bit of a dud, but I did find wheat and I grabbed some dripstone to save for a lava farm later. And I finally started mining some cobblestone, which I probably should have done way sooner. I finally made some stone tools and a furnace to cook up my meat that I'd collected, and I kind of ended up hosting a little bit of a town barbecue. For some reason, all the villagers started kind of converging in this one little house, and it was kind of cute, but unfortunately I had to keep all the food because they're all vegetarians and only eat bread and stuff. Once all my meat was cooked and I packed up all my stuff, I started heading out. That village was not the best start, but I did see a ruined portal in the distance, so I started heading that way to see if it had anything better. Despite having a map, I did get lost a little bit, but then I remembered I had it, so I turned around and it was right behind me. I found some iron nuggets and some armor that thankfully was not cursed, and with no other points of interest in sight, I was really looking to find a place to settle down. Look at that view. And some spruce trees. And I think that's a mushroom. A little dark forest over there. Turns out I didn't have to look for too long. Maybe I'm just not as picky as I thought I was, or maybe my luck was turning, or maybe it's just recency bias, but... And a pale garden. Oh, beautiful. This is a really pretty area. If I can find like a decent place to settle down here, I think this might be the spot. I really, really love a pale garden. I spent the next like hour exploring. The last thing that I had to do before fully committing to this spot was to make sure I had some decent water sources, like a river or an ocean nearby, and an actual place to build, because this place was beautiful, but oh my god, so many trees and cliffs and uneven terrain. I needed to find a good little spot to make my first starter base. I do want to make sure I got enough water around me. This is a little precarious. Nope. Okay. I don't love traversing a dark forest. Ooh, nice little cave system. Wow, that's pretty. Okay, so we got all the dripstone we need. That's nice. Got a garden up there, I see. Oh, I need food ASAP. Boom. Oh, I see water. I see water up there somewhere, I think, on my map. I just love the color grading of a pale forest, too. Oh, over yonder, perhaps? There's a little river. Oh, that's nice. I might even be able to make a cliffside base if I wanted to. Ouch. What do we have here? All right, I'm gonna go to bed. I need light. I need daylight. Oh, don't forget the bed. So I don't think I need to live inside of a pale garden, but having one around is gonna be dope. And I really... Oh, lush cave. We found it. Should I build it on the cliffside or on the other side? Yes. Yes. Absolutely yes. This is where we're doing it. Unless, what's this over here? So I think we're gonna build across this river, and then we'll kind of expand over this way. Because what I also would love to do is make one of those cute little water wheel houses. Whee! So I'm gonna build over here and then bridge over. In a perfect world, the cave would be, it would like reach down to the water and you could just boat into it. That would be so sick. But I mean, I guess I could do it myself. I finally found the spot I wanted to build. It was a little birch forest right next to the dark oak. The terrain was a little bit more even and probably a little easier to clear out because I had a lot of clearing out ahead of me. In fact, this starter base took me longer than any other starter base that I've ever made because I was trying to like be different. I was trying to kind of go out of my comfort zone and do things I don't normally do. I was kind of looking at some pictures and I wanted to build one of those cute little riverside houses with a little water wheel. So feeling extra motivated, I got started right away. I cleared out the immediate area and set up a little workspace and set my spawn, dumped all the loot I got in the village, and then I got to work. I collected a ton of birch and dark oak. I knew I was going to need dark oak to frame the whole building. I wanted to do a mixture of stone at the base with a little bit of a wider wooden structure on top. But it was about here when I realized I was going to have to move my workstation. Next thing I needed was cobblestone, and I saw this kind of stony overhang across the river that could double as a great source for cobblestone while also maybe starting a little bit of that watery lush cave entrance that I was talking about earlier. Iron! I think I'm gonna do like a little outer layer of stone with, you know, little stair arches underneath. I might make it too thick on top, like 2 blocks thick on top, but for now let's just do 1. By now I was getting a little tired of building and collecting cobble and chopping down a bunch of trees, so I started clearing out a little bit of space for a couple of pens and a small farm for some cows and chicken and sheep. Pigs aren't really my thing early game. I get the meat from cows, I get the wool from sheep, I get feathers from chicken. I don't know why I need pigs. So I think I'm just going to make 3 little pens and start looking for some animals. Holy shit, I'm going to be a dad. After I became a cow dad, I plotted up my farm and planted the 6 seeds that I had. It's kind of coming along so far for a stone block. I did start to do a little bit of mapping of the interior. I wanted to give it a little dark oak frame, and because I'm super lazy, I didn't build any ladders or anything, so I just resorted to breaking my ankles every time I had to start a new pillar. Before I do much else, I kind of want to start collecting moss. I'd like to see if I can find another village nearby, because I didn't think about that. If I want to make a trading hub, I'm gonna need villagers, so I really hope there's a village nearby. Alright, we're in. Grab some moss. Actually, we're gonna grab a lot of stuff, because all this good decoration. Did I bring my bucket? I did. Let's grab an axolotl, too. Where did I tunnel in from? Did I come from this way? I think I did come from this way. Yeah, there we go. I should have made a little pond. Hey, buddy. After giving my axolotl a home, I decided to take a break from building and see if I could find a better village. I forgot to bring a bed. But, I did kill some sheep. I was hoping to find a village nearby to make it a little bit easier to bring villagers back to my base, but it took me quite a while to find one. I was trying to follow the river, hoping I'd find something maybe on the shore or something like that so I could boat them back, but that didn't really work out for me either, so I was going to have to get creative to figure out how to bring them back. That said, I'm not going to be moving villagers today, so I don't really have to worry about that quite yet. What I'm looking for right now is some decent loot, maybe some job blocks, and at least some carrots and potatoes. Beets, if I can find them, would be great. Ooh. Got a blacksmith too. It was worth the journey. First, I'm gonna grab all the crops I need. This was the kind of village I was looking for in the beginning. Shut up. Yes! This is a good village. I'm taking everything. No, 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 no. Oh, I lost my bed somehow. When I got home, I locked in. I replaced some of the plain cobblestone in the walls with the mossy cobble I found in the village. I built up the interior wooden frames and the exterior stone frames of the base of the house, adding some detail with stairs and trapdoors. Almost got killed by a skeleton. Where'd he go? Oh. Gotcha. Gotcha, buddy. Once that was done with, I started on the top half of the house. This was the part that I hadn't really done before. I was straying away from my normal kind of strategy when it comes to building. I started with some spruce stairs to build up some support because I was going to make the front and back of the house jut out a lot further than I normally do. I added some details and then started building up the frame. I filled in the floor and then I added some slabs between that dark oak framing to widen the second floor. All of this took the better half of a day on and off. There was just one problem. I hated it. It was too big on top, too wide. It stuck out too far, and it wasn't really tall enough to justify it. And after staring at it for a long, long time, I decided to tear it all down. Okay, not all of it, just the top wooden part. I was gonna squeeze it in just a little bit more, maybe build it up a little taller, maybe a little thinner up toward the top, and then I would have that piece that juts out.
Okay, so I finally kind of fixed it to the shape that I want it to be. And I did do this overhang. I don't know how I feel about it from the front, but I like it from the side, and I'm not gonna change it again because that was a pain. But I think we're doing okay. I think we're looking good. I also added a little stairs to the side for like a little side entrance to the second floor. And I think I'm gonna expand out here a little bit, like this. And I wonder if I should give it like a peaked roof, or I wonder if I should make it sort of like a porch. But I think we'll get to that later, because right now I want to actually make the roof so that I can start to move in. Tired of sleeping outside. Alright, I've got about as far as I want to get with this house so far. I moved everything in, and I added just a little bit of brick texturing to the stone at the bottom, but I kind of ran out of stuff, so I'll probably finish that a little later, but I kind of want to get to adventuring. There's a wandering trader over there, so I'm gonna go grab his leads. Nice little limbs. So we got what we got. I'll show you the inside a little. First floor, I mounted all of my wooden tools. We've got a little tiny kitchen. I don't really know what this is yet. I'll probably put some decorations like flowers and leaves once I get some. Oh, I also made some shears, which explains a lot of the moss here. I started harvesting some vines. So I got vines. I haven't made a bedroom yet. All these upper floors are pretty empty, but I figure we'll kind of keep decorating as we go. As of right now, I'm probably only going to use the first floor anyway. I'm just gonna hang around, probably harvest a lot of stuff, try to build up my cow pen and my sheep pen. I want to collect a lot of wool because I want to hunt for an ancient city. I think that's the next thing I really want to try to do, which is kind of crazy, but there's a lot of mountains around here, so I feel like we could get lucky. And obviously looking around for iron and whatnot. So that's it for me for now. Thank you so much for watching if you did, or commenting, or subscribing. I'm kind of new here, so as of right now, the subscriber goal is 1. So if I could get just one of you guys to maybe subscribe, that'd be so cool. Anyway, I'll see you next time when we go looking for an ancient city. Bye!